Right now, look in a mirror, or think about the last time you did. You saw a color, maybe brown, maybe blue, maybe something harder to name: green, hazel, amber, gray. You probably didn't think much about it, but that color, it's not random, it's not cosmetic. It is quite literally a message from thousands of years ago, written into your DNA by ancestors who lived, adapted, survived, and passed something extraordinary down to you. Today on the Mind Mint, we're going to decode that message. Because your eye color isn't just about how you look, it's about where you came from, what your ancestors survived, and what your biology is quietly doing for you every single day. Welcome. Let's open your eyes. Here's a number that might surprise you. Over 70% of all humans on Earth have brown eyes. Not blue, not green, brown. But the other 30%, they carry something biologically unusual, genetic mutations that only appeared in the last 10,000 years. It's practically yesterday in the story of our species, which has been around for at least 300,000 years. Let's start at the beginning. True black eyes do not exist. But what appears black is a concentration of dark brown melanin, so dense that the iris looks completely opaque. And that density has a purpose so specific, it has been running unchanged for longer than any other eye color on this list. These eyes represent the apex of UV protection. The melanin is so concentrated that they absorb nearly all incoming light, significantly lowering the risk of UV-related conditions. In sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and Southeast Asia, where the sun is unrelenting and direct, this level of protection is not a cosmetic trait. It is a biological advantage so consistent and so necessary that evolution has never felt the need to change it. The dense melanin also has a secondary effect that has shaped cultural perception for millennia. It makes it nearly impossible to detect subtle pupil dilation. The eyes that reveal the least about their owner's internal state have generated the most poetry about their depth and mystery. They are, quite literally, harder to read. The reason poets have written about fathomless dark eyes for centuries. Brown eyes are the oldest eye color in human history, and for a very good reason. They work exceptionally well. The color comes from melanin, a pigment so dense and so effective that it absorbs up to 90% of light entering the eye. Research from the University of Copenhagen confirmed what evolution had already discovered. Melanin is not pigment, it is armor, biological sunscreen built directly into the iris. For your ancestors crossing the African savanna, and the savanna showed no mercy, this was not about how they looked. It was about whether they could see clearly under brutal ultraviolet radiation without their eye cells sustaining damage. Brown eyes absorbed that radiation before it could reach the sensitive photoreceptors underneath. They performed exceptionally. Brown eyes dominate in populations near the equator, across sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, Latin America, because those are the places where the sun has always been most punishing and melanin has always been most necessary. Most people overlook the true beauty of brown eyes, but if you catch them in just the right low-angled sunlight, you'll see it. Unexpected sparks of gold and amber firing from the iris. This isn't a magic trick. It's pure physics. It's light interacting with the eye's complex microscopic layers. It's a reminder that even the most common traits carry a hidden depth. They always have. Here is one of the most remarkable facts in all of human genetics. Every single person on Earth with blue eyes is descended from one person, one ancestor, one mutation. Research published in the journal Human Genetics traced all blue eyes back to a single genetic change in a gene called HERC2, a mutation that occurred somewhere between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago in the region around the Black Sea. Before that moment, every human on Earth had brown eyes. Then, someone was born different. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. Blue eyes aren't actually blue. There's no blue pigment in your iris. Blue eyes contain almost no melanin at all, and when light enters them, shorter blue wavelengths scatter back outward while longer wavelengths pass straight through. It's the exact same physics that makes the sky look blue. Scientists believe the blue eye mutation spread with the Neolithic expansion, when humans migrated from that Black Sea region into northern Europe. But here's the mystery that still baffles researchers. Why did blue eyes spread so fast? In a few thousand years, blue eyes went from 1% to 70 to 95% of some northern European populations. Two leading theories. First, in the low-light gray winters of northern Europe, eyes with less melanin allow more light to reach the retina, potentially improving vision in dim conditions. Second, sexual selection. Blue eyes were so rare and striking that they became attractive, creating a self-reinforcing cycle where blue-eyed people had more children who had more children. Perhaps most surprisingly, ancient DNA analysis from early European remains revealed something that demolished a long-held assumption. Some of our earliest European ancestors had blue eyes paired with dark African-like skin. Light eyes evolved before pale skin. They are not byproducts of each other. They are separate stories. If blue eyes are rare, gray eyes are extraordinary. Found in fewer than 3% of people worldwide, gray eyes contain even less melanin than blue eyes, creating a broader, more diffuse, light-scattering effect across multiple wavelengths, not just blue. That's what gives them that distinctive steel or slate quality that seems to shift from silver to green, depending on the moment. Functionally, researchers believe gray eyes represent an extreme low-light adaptation, possibly evolved for regions like Northern Europe and Central Asia, where overcast skies and dim winters were a year-round reality. There's a trade-off, though. That same lack of melanin that makes gray eyes visually striking also makes them vulnerable. People with gray eyes, like those with blue, face significantly higher UV sensitivity and need to be more careful about long-term sun exposure. Culturally, gray eyes have long been associated with emotional control, wisdom, and quiet depth, perhaps because they are harder to read. Only about 2% of the global population has green eyes, making them the rarest of the common eye colors. And the reason they're so uncommon is genuinely beautiful in its complexity. Green eyes require at least 16 different genes working in precise coordination. Too much melanin, and they'd tip into brown. Too little, and they'd fall into blue. Green eyes exist in a narrow genetic sweet spot, moderate melanin levels combined with a yellow pigment called lipochrome. When light hits that exact combination, the result is green. But green eyes are chemically unstable in the best way possible. Unlike brown eyes that stay consistent, green eyes are highly sensitive to environmental changes. In shadow, they can look mossy and deep. In bright sunlight, golden green. Near certain colors of clothing, they can even shift toward blue or hazel. This dynamic quality isn't an illusion, it's real physics. Medieval Europeans associated them with witchcraft. Greek mythology saw them as a mark of divine power. Even today, they consistently rank as one of the most striking and mysterious eye colors in perception studies. Evolutionarily, green eyes may have offered adaptive flexibility for temperate, variable environments, forests, highlands, and changing seasons, where moderate melanin provides some UV protection while still allowing good light sensitivity. They're most concentrated in people of Celtic and Germanic descent, with some populations in Ireland and Scotland reaching 86% prevalence. But given the right genetic mix, they can appear anywhere in the world. Hazel eyes don't pick a lane, and that's exactly what makes them scientifically fascinating. Unlike any other eye color, hazel eyes can genuinely appear green in one moment, golden in the next, and brown a minute later. This isn't a trick of memory. It's a physical phenomenon driven by intermediate melanin levels and traces of lipochrome that interact differently with varying light conditions. Two people with hazel eyes can have completely different eyes. One more green with brown spots, another more brown with green rings. No two hazel irises are quite the same. From an evolutionary standpoint, hazel eyes represent versatility. Sitting between light and dark on the melanin spectrum, they offer moderate UV protection while maintaining reasonable light sensitivity, well suited for mixed environments with shifting seasons, sun, and shade. About 5% of the global population has hazel eyes, with higher concentrations in people of European and Middle Eastern ancestry. Hazel often appears in families with diverse eye color backgrounds, reflecting its nature as a blend of genetic influences rather than a single dominant trait. Amber eyes are so rare, found in fewer than 5% of people, that they're frequently mistaken for light brown or hazel. But look closely, and you'll see there's something entirely different, a solid, warm, golden copper color that doesn't shift or change with the light. What you see is what you get. This color comes from high levels of lipochrome with very little melanin, a combination that produces that unmistakable honeyed tone. And here's something interesting. The same color appears in the eyes of wolves, eagles, and owls, predatory animals, apex hunters. Some researchers believe humans subconsciously associate amber eyes with alertness and intensity, perhaps because, deep in our evolutionary past, those colors meant something was watching us. Unlike most eye colors, amber likely evolved less for functional light adaptation and more as a visual signal, possibly selected through mate preference rather than environmental pressure. Amber eyes are most often found in people of Southern European, Asian, or South American descent, though they can surface in any population with the right genetic combination. What happens when melanin distribution goes off script? You get heterochromia, a condition where someone has two differently colored eyes or visible color variation within a single iris. It affects fewer than 1% of the global population, making it extraordinarily rare. It occurs when the normal, symmetrical distribution of melanin across both irises during development is disrupted, usually by minor genetic mutations, a phenomenon called mosaicism, or localized changes in early embryonic development. Heterochromia doesn't change how you see. It changes how you're seen. Across cultures and throughout history, two-toned eyes have been interpreted as signs of duality, supernatural connection, or divine marking. Perhaps because humans are deeply wired to expect symmetry in faces, and heterochromia quietly, beautifully breaks that expectation. Every time you look someone in the eyes, you're looking into deep time. You're reading a chapter of human history they're carrying in their DNA. And that is worth thinking about. If you found this fascinating, there's so much more where this came from. Subscribe to the Mind Mint, where we take the world's most surprising science and make it impossible to forget. We'll see you in the next one.